Okay, we are going in 3, 2. Okay, I was in the wrong position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Hi, this is my second logbook for drama and its metamorphosis. So, this next logbook is where we get into the real meat and two veg of what I'm going to call it of the play, and this is where we started picking pieces of what we were going to do. So the first thing I want to talk about is the limitations of our group. Seeing as there's only 3 of us and it's a play for 4 people, that was something we had to overcome. So in the end, it comes to the decision that we were all going to be Greg at one point or another, and we decided to show this by use of mask. I felt this is effective because, like, it sort of fits with this Burkoff style. He wants it to all sort of be what's the word? Surreal. That's the badger. Wants it to be surreal and sort of like out there, rather than just all realism and let it all wash over them. So yeah, that's that. And we also chose the pieces of the play which we felt we had to choose it so it told a story. Because in other groups, you could, like in this bigger cast, you can have everyone doing their own separate thing, sort of. But this, we felt we had to sort of tell the story because it's a small group, and we're going to be the only ones. They're going to be the only ones to see us. We're going to be the only group they see, even. So we had to kind of tell the whole story. We chose quite a big bit of the script. We chose the apple for you scene. 6:30, the opening, obviously. Potato scene. Gregor's monologue. Well, there's 3 Gregor monologues: the end one, the middle one, the beginning one. We chose quite a lot, to be fair. We felt we had to choose quite a lot because they were all smallish scenes. I don't feel that anyone had more lines than anyone else in the play. Like, it was all, I thought it was well balanced. It wasn't like someone was talking for a year and everyone else did it in 5 minutes. Yeah. So, well, sir, what's your specific focus lesson? How did you develop them? So, my specific focus, like I said last time, was characterizing Mr. Samsa and improving my sight reading. I feel like I did improve my sight reading because it just I find it a little bit difficult sometimes because my brain doesn't follow what my mouth's saying, so that's fun. So I feel I improved on that. I sort of just like took my time with the words a little bit more, that sort of thing. Also, characterization, I feel like I improved massively, as was commented on by other people. Because obviously, with the problem of playing Gregor and Mr. Samsa, with the girls, it's a little easier just because it's very obvious when they're playing Gregor, when they're playing the women, because they're 2 different characters. Mine, they're still 2 different characters, but I feel because they're both male, the lines blur a little bit between Mr. Samsa and Gregor, and I felt that playing 2 characters sort of helped me in my characterization, because if I didn't have to play 2 characters, I might have only been, let's say, 2.5D on Mr. Samsa, whereas playing both characters I've had to go 3D with both of them, otherwise you can't get the contrast with you can't get contrast, and it will confuse the audience, and that's just bad acting technique. The other thing we were doing was just sort of rehearsing the play, as you'd expect, because obviously we just chose all the pieces, so we were rehearsing that quite a bit, and I think we were just sort of moving it, blocking it, and just generally mucking about with how we can make things look like. We played with shadows quite a lot. We also, we played with shadows. play with shadows. We did that. We also did the Velati lesson where we put a veil on our head and to become an animal and say a line for my character. I felt this really actually did quite help with characterization, because you sort of like liken your character to an animal, and that allows your sort of like you subconsciously think like my character was bear, for instance, because it's big, lumbering, powerful, and I felt that actually helped my characterization because it made me actually move in a bear-like way for Mr. Samsa. Yeah, so we were rehearsing quite a bit. We played with shadows, Velate. I think that's it. What were we most pleased with the lesson and why? I felt the Velate lesson was probably the one I was most pleased with because I felt that was really where I sort of that really helped my characterization, which was a specific focus for me, and I felt I did well in that lesson because it's with the veil over your head, you sort of you're able to block out everything, and like you can just be this animal character thing, Bobby. So that's quite good. Dude, how do you feel? What do you feel for the next lesson, and how? Next lesson, what could I improve on? I think I need to up the contrast on between Gregor and Mr. Samsa, because at the moment a lot of comments I was getting from feedback from teachers and people who've seen it was that they're okay, but the lines blur a little bit between who's who. I need to be able, like, I want to be able to physically saying hi, I'm Greg Samsa, like that's actually a line. Without having physically say that every time I change character, I feel people need to tell the difference between me and Mr. Samsa, or Gregor and Mr. Samsa even, because otherwise it just sort of confuses the whole play, and I felt that could have a detrimental impact on peace. Did you achieve your target from last lesson? Yes, I did. Personally, I felt anyway. I hope you disagrees with me on that. I felt like my characterization was improved greatly after the Velate lesson and stuff like that, because the Velate lesson enabled me to characterize my character better and just generally improve how I played the character. What do you want to achieve by the end of next lesson? Obviously learn lines. That's quite a big one. There's what is it I want to improve? I did have it in my head now. I feel like what can I improve? That's a good question. I could improve on my sight reading's alright now. I'm okay with my sight reading. Yeah, I do think, like I mentioned earlier, it's just increasing the contrast, because unfortunately I feel like that's one of the things letting me down at the moment, is that my contrast between the two characters is just kind of it could just be like increased just a little bit and it will become good. But yeah, is there anything I wish to add? Nope. That is my second logbook. Thank you for watching. Click around, do that the wrong side every time, around this area, this sort of area-ish, for my third logbook for Metamorphosis. Thank you.